Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. On today's video I'm going to talk about the biggest and best safety feature for drones and something that I believe every single drone, regardless of manufacturer, should have. So let's get into it. So a short while ago now, DJI launched a service called Airsense, and that came on some of their high-end drones. Now I did a previous video on Airsense when I got my DJI Air 2S. Now on that video I demonstrated Airsense in action, however because the notification was quite short I didn't really have time, and I did say one of my biggest regrets was the fact that I didn't open up the map to show how Airsense works properly. Now, we have actually since had a update for the Airsense on the DJI Air 2S, and it's worth mentioning that when you got that firmware update for the Airsense, you do need to go in and check your settings, because for some reason, despite it being an update to Airsense, it was actually turned off in the DJI Fly app after that update. So you need to go into that safety settings and turn Airsense back on. So if you don't know what Airsense is, effectively Airsense is DJI's word for using ADS-B technology. Now this drone does not actually transmit ADS-B signals, but it can receive them for other aircraft in the area that are transmitting it. Now one thing that I do have to mention is not every single plane will have ADS-B technology, so please do be vigilant, and not every sort of aircraft that has ADS-B technology has actually got it turned on. I think it should be one of those things that's made completely mandatory. Now, the reason where Airsense really comes in and where it comes in the most is when you are dealing with very low flying aircraft, got the maximum limits and maximum flight altitude of 120 meters or 400 feet. Regulations state that manned aircraft should be flying at a minimum of 500 feet, so there should always be a 100 feet area of separation between your drone and any light aircraft. But sometimes that does go out of the window, especially if you've got sort of police helicopters, or you've got coast guards or air ambulances. Then something like DJI Airsense, or using that ADS-B technology, where there's a good chance of those craft flying less than the required minimum flight distance, or minimum flight altitude, sorry, Airsense is really going to come into its own. So what I want to do is I'm going to cut to the video now, and I'm just going to show you on screen exactly what happens when you get that notification. So as you can see on screen, I knew there was helicopters flying around this area, so I didn't even need to take off to get this notification. My drone was completely landed on a flat piece of concrete, alright, and I just literally waited for the helicopter to go by, and which it obviously promptly does. So as you can see, what happens is, first of all, we get the notification up at the top to say there is a manned aircraft nearby and to fly with caution, etc. Then what happens is, in the bottom corner, you get a flashing icon to say that there's an aircraft nearby. Now, this is where I didn't get the opportunity to do this on my previous video. If we click that button in the bottom left corner, we are now presented with this map which shows the exact position of the manned aircraft, and that allows you to see just how far away you are from that craft, allowing you to take avoiding action. Now, one thing to reiterate as well, this is a Coast Guard helicopter which is approaching, okay? There is absolutely no expectation for that aircraft to get out of the way of you, okay? That simply is not the case. It is your responsibility as the drone operator to make sure that if you was in the air under this circumstance, you get your drone on the ground or to a ridiculously low altitude to make sure you are well out of its way. When I did my test of my Flytron Cree strobe lights, you can see that video using this card, okay? Loads of people commented to say that, you know, you should put the strobes on the top so manned aircraft can see you. Well, I cannot disagree more on that. At the end of the day, my advice was to put the strobes underneath the drone, or at the back of the drone, or at the front of the drone, and they are there to aid visibility for you, okay? So you can see where your drone is relative to other aircraft and other obstacles. Sorry for that little rant, but I just feel it's important because many people sort of push back at me on that point to say, you know, it's to increase visibility for your drone to other aircraft. It's not, okay? It's for you to be able to see your drone to get out the way of that aircraft. So anyway, as you can see, back to the video, you can see now this aircraft is approaching us on the map, and we even get a guide as to the severity and the likelihood of the danger that we are facing. I think that, like I've already said, that is just one of the best safety features I've ever come across on a drone. Now, as you can see as well, as the aircraft starts to slightly turn off, then after a short period of time, you will see that that notification will actually downgrade, and then it will actually disappear completely. This technology comes pre-installed on the DJI Air 2S for absolutely everybody. It was previously on the Mavic Air 2, however, it was only enabled for those users in North America, whereas now with the Air 2S, absolutely everybody gets it. However, I cannot stress, like I stated at the beginning of the video, I just think that every single drone should be equipped with this technology. It could be a potential lifesaver, and I just wanted to give this little short demo just to show you exactly how it works in action. So thank you very much for watching. Please consider subscribing for some more videos on the DJI Air 2S or just general drone advice in general, and thank you very much for watching. See you again soon.